What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of The Sinking City. Right, our task today is to find... let me check. To find Lewis, I guess. Maybe hidden at the bar in Oakmont port. We need to find out where this bar is, first and foremost, and then try and find Lewis. Alright, let's get on it. I hope you guys are enjoying the game as much as I am so far. This is absolutely cool. Oh, under the kill bar. Here we go. Okay. So it's this way somewhere. I mean, not this way, but to the right. I just want to investigate these alleys first. This is shaping up to be a great adventure. I'm digging this. All the supernatural abilities we have as a private detective, the ambience and the vibe of this city. Alright, we found the bar. Under the kill... Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
A bullet?
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
I mean, I'll give you one, but apparently I can't do that.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
This place seems to be Grimhaven Bay. Seems to be crossed off.
The port is closed by order of Robert Throgmorton. Back off.
Alright, fair enough. So let's... Let me just go around the bar here real quick and check the... Wasn't there a guy just here? Check the back. See if there's anything useful. Alright, doesn't seem to be. Who are all these people? Just wanderers? And fishermen? They seem to disappear as soon as I'm not looking at them. Right, under the kill bar. Here we go. So, this guy's a Innsmouther, so... What the hell is this?
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of, fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Do tell.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
I only have 4 bullets. Is it worth it? Why not? Fuck it.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars, circled by the dead. A race from one to the next, as time itself laughs.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out soon. Me, I just caught an early glimpse.
Why do I feel like I got scammed?
Also, she's playing... She has, like, cards here. It's not even tarot cards. How reliable is this fortune teller?
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
Alright, so it's very important to collect all the evidence, or as much evidence as we can, because it can open up different dialogues with people. So those creatures were called the wild beasts, huh? Very interesting. The hell? That's a weird photograph.
What the? Get the... Oh.
What? Okay. Alright, where's this Lewis fella?
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
Why'd you look like that?
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Wonder if they can breathe underwater. Right.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
That's very coincidental.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
Oh my god.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
I mean, give me some time to think. Yeah, we have a deal. I mean, what the fuck? I don't know. Shall we? No, I'm not gonna... The other guy especially belongs to one of the most powerful families here in this city, so definitely I'm not gonna cross him.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Alright. All evidence collected. Cool. Let's go to the Mind Palace. Lewis was affected by hysteria. Lewis was aware of his actions and what he was doing during the fight with Albert Throgmorton. Lewis was mentally affected. Yeah, I believe that. I believe this one. So let's just give it. Lewis was under mental influences. Lewis killed Albert Throgmorton while under some sort of mental influence. He couldn't control his actions and thus can't be blamed for Albert's death. I could try and cover for him, or else Robert Throgmorton will have his heads. Alright, looks like we solved the first case. We have a bit of lore as well. Fortune teller's prophecy. Okay, the sea will be generous in the coming days. Many. Doesn't really make any sense now, but I'm sure it will reveal itself to us in the future. Alright, let's go back to Robert Throgmorton and tell him what we discovered. Hopefully he won't be too harsh on Mr. Lewis. I mean, I believe him. Especially since everyone was... Even Roberts was in some kind of trance, so... The murderer is dead, we can lie. The murderer is at the bar. I've seen some strange creatures around. Okay, let's start with this long one.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately, not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Alright, so... yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Oh god.
And just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family, and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Okay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
They're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture. A sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Alright. Oh, we have a lot. Case completed. Sweet. So we have a new case, lost at sea. Let's investigate that. Casebook. Lost at sea. Robert Throgmorton gave me a key to the expedition's headquarters. Okay. Funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. Okay. Throgmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor in southern Old Grove. Alright, so we have a knowledge point as well. We can put into combat proficiency, set traps twice as quickly, or we can keep an extra bullet loaded, gaining a chance to deal double damage with the pistol, chance 10%. Vigor, carry 7 more pistol rounds. Unnatural recover when close to death, slowly regenerate a limited amount of health for one last fighting chance. And we have the mind, carry up to 25 pieces of any crafting material. Earn more experience, stay sane for slightly longer. Earn more experience, I think we should get this from the get-go, so there we go. Alright, cool. So let me consult the map now. Alright, so where is that? Oh, I can't see it. Northern Coverside. Where is Coverside? Oh, Coverside. Crossroad and of Asher Roads. Roads. Here we go. Asher and Hubbard Avenue. Where's that avenue? What the fuck? Can't seem to find the avenue. That's weird. Landing Avenue, Lincoln Street. Oh, here we go. Sorry. So it's somewhere here. Near the police department, okay. Can I place this on the map? No, I can't. So I'm guessing we're heading that way, so... That's a scary move on. Yeah, this side here has been cleared. Cool, 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 cool. We have as well most of the... Oh, okay, never mind that. Just a tip. Alright, so I'm guessing we're at our hotel. My diary, part 1. I don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops, only remember the screams and the metal creaking, water filling the deck, and my headache, the worst I've ever had. I found myself among the floating seaweed, drowning. A nearby piece of a boat helped me survive and reach the shore of a small island. They found me on it later, starving, half-mad and babbling about the ancient ruins and their denizens. The officials said none of what I thought I'd seen was real, but my memories are true. My strange powers gained after that ordeal prove it. I found something horrible on that island, something old and dark and slithering. It still haunts me. Oh, this is my crew of the USS Cyclops, I guess.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers.
This was the picture on the first vision we had. Laudanum.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
Oh, we have some wardrobe as well. Alright. Have the newcomer or the wingcoat. Like Doctor? Nice. Alright, let's go with the wing coat for now. Very smooth. What is this material? That looks a bit weird. Not even sure. Okay, never mind that. All that we see or seem or seen, dim or seen, dim is just a dream within a dream.
Never again, they say.
What did that say? Charles W. Reed, 13/21, 1994.
Never again, they say.
Alright. Look at these curtains, man. What the This hotel, high quality. Oh man, no one's cleaned this bathroom for a while. Disgusting. A note from Johannes Vanderberg. Mr. Reed, it seems that you overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Throgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Reef while you were unconscious. Please take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Johannes. Oh, so he brought us here. Okay. That's nice of him. Just gonna ransack the hotel while I'm here. Why not? The nightmares. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They are just men, the Yellow King's gang. They can't get me. Can't get here now. Now there's only me and these nightmares. A little longer and I'll figure them out. Weird symbols on the floor as well. And on the ceiling. Christ. Okay, yeah, never mind that. Keep it down, Mr. Archer. I've seen you dragging things into your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for any scratches you leave your landlords.
The door won't budge.
Okay. Shall we go up? Or down? Let's go up. Everything seems to be... Never mind. Just going through other people's rooms. Nothing big. Too many coincidences. So the lighthouse is out. Several ships have gotten lost at sea, and some are now decorating the city's beaches. That's one thing. But now there's an enterprising fellow at the city port hiring salvagers to recover ships. He's turning a tidy profit from selling them. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look into it. Now, if only this city wasn't so impossible to navigate. Like there's a conspiracy going on here in the city. What the freak? Hell is this, man? I'm some sort of preacher, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Okay, nothing else to see here. Let's go back down.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you though, mister, you want to stay on here, you stop making all that noise.
What noise?
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
Got any proof it was me? It could have been one of my neighbors. I slept like a rock. I didn't hear a thing.
That's exactly what a newcomer would say. Your neighbors are respectable people and would never do such a thing. Don't think your yellow-clad patron means you get away with everything.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Are we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish.
Well, we got lots of... so we have letters from Oakmont, side cases. Portland woman. The city, no matter how badly the flood damaged it, has an unnatural appeal. I can't stop myself from walking, even if it means being struck by further visions. I went to the eastern part of the Salvation Arbor, near the crossing of Fitz O'Callahan Street and Old Church Road. The feeling of loneliness and fear was immense. I was a woman locked in the room, infected and slowly rotting. My body turned into something. It itched badly in my face. I had to hold the skin with both hands to prevent it from growing until I suffocated. I ended up sitting on the road crying until some innsmouther kicked me and ordered me away. My visions are testing me, playing with my mind. My old forgotten fears come to life. When I was small, I was afraid to stay alone. I thought my parents would leave and never come back. Today I went to the eastern streets of Coverside and visions came on the corner of St. Elmo Lane and Kingsport Street. I felt I was alone, forgotten in the locked room, hungry and frightened. I was so scary. It was so scary to stay inside, but everything was much worse behind the door. Something scratched in the corridor and there were terrifying screams from outside. I could not run, could not hide, I just waited for Mom to return. I'm afraid someone stalks me. It started when I visited Western Advent and had a vision at the intersection of Purity Road and Oak Street. I saw mirrors full of reflections and someone trapped, trying in vain to escape. His expression of fear and panic shook me deeply. After that, a very tall and skinny man started following me in the distance. What troubles me is that I see him in the reflections, but have never caught a straight view of his stalker. I'm sure the police will mock me if I come asking for protection. Seems it is time to buy a good, trustworthy gun and start practicing. No matter how different my visions may be, they are always so frightening. There was a man. He left a house in southern Old Grove on Warwick Street, somewhere between Seaside and Hillside Streets. Our eyes met, and I immediately felt the burning exhaustion. A wild torrent of emotions. I saw him among the monstrosities, touching them, embracing, kissing. The vision was so intense I bent in two and threw up all my breakfast. He walked past saying something like "cursed newcomers," and I prayed he wouldn't stop to help. Even now when I close my eyes I see the creatures around this man. Tonight the air forced me to leave the hotel. The putrid smell of rotting seaweed and fish made it hard to breathe. I remembered the huge apple tree and thought it may be nicer there. Moreover, I was afraid that the hotel owner would see my seizures. The visions occurred when I was a few blocks from the apple tree, walking E. Brown Street in Central Shells. I felt like I was drowning. I ran forward, and when I passed the street of St. Michael's Church, I felt the water surrounded me, pressing, calling. I needed all my will to fight the desire to go to the mare and sink into its depths. I was walking in Lombard Street in Eastern Reed Heights, and when it happened again, it's not just a vision but a noise, hissing radio static growing louder and louder. Voices from afar were lost in it, crying desperately. I tried not to show how bad it was. I was afraid to reveal it to the locals. The image came after I passed Bullock Street towards Hedlock Street. The hissing flooded my mind when I saw a man surrounded by radios, talked into them. He was dying. I felt it, and when it happened, the vision was gone. I'm afraid of the bathroom and kitchen sink. Each time I want to wash my hands, I tremble in fear. What if they'll talk to me? This began after a vision in Western Reed Heights, near the crossing of Avon, Ward and Baker Streets. I saw a man naked and covered in blood, in a room without doors and windows. Surrounded by the dark holes of the pipes, he was cutting himself piece by piece, feeding those copper mouths. They were whispering with voices so sweet and promising, but full of hunger and hatred. How could he believe them? Could he even escape? And had they noticed me? I can't help but turn around at the noise after what I saw yesterday. I walked down the Murdoch Avenue in Western Advance, and near Oak Street I was hit with an excruciating migraine. My nose started to bleed and the visions came. I saw one man writing a letter and another about to strike him from behind. Somehow I was both the spectator and the sitting man, but no matter how I cried warnings or tried to move, it didn't work. It seems I lost consciousness when the killer hit the man's head, and it took me several hours to get back to the hotel after. After this vision, I shake in fear at the sound of a child's cry. It happened in Western Reed on Washington Street. I passed Avon Street and was heading towards Oak Street, but saw it. The thing was running so fast I didn't even understand what it was. It jumped me from the window, and the vision struck me immediately. I saw a man, a doctor, hiding in a room. He was writing something with a shaking hand, something like a last will, and then I saw the thing stalking him. A fetus on thin pointy legs, with a little face full of evil and hatred. It's shrieking. I can't forget it. The local Innsmouthers scare me a lot. I've never seen a place with so many ill people. Their faces pursue me, even in visions. Recently I was in the northern part of Brimhaven Bay, walking down Whisper Street. I barely made it to Hubbard Avenue when the visions came. I stood among many Innsmouthers, disguised as one of them, and listened. Their leader read the story of a captain participating in pagan rites, populating with savages, witches and beasts, bringing sacrifices. I still remember his name, Obed. The day I fell asleep on the street. I'm sure it's connected to my vision somehow, because I felt the same nausea and headache as before the strike. It happened on Coverside, near the corner of Turner Street and Old Church Road. I felt dizzy and my mouth was full of bittersweet taste. I saw women with kind eyes giving me a drink and whispering something. Immediately after I fell asleep and spent nearly half the day lying in the dirt like a hobo. It's a miracle no one stole anything from me. The hotel owner allowed me to look through the weird notes he found in the rooms, and of disappeared newcomers. Among them I found several pages from the diary of a man describing his life in Oakmont. He suffered from visions and marked the places where they happened. Was he trying to avoid them? Okay, let me mark these places up in the diary. So let's pin the evidence. Place on map. Yeah. Okay, Eastern Salvation Harbor. Let's see. Salvation Harbor. Crossing of Fitz O'Callaghan Street. Old Church Roads. Where's... Okay, this is the Old Church Road. Where's O'Callaghan Street? Oh, there's more here? Okay. Man, I can't see any Old Callahan Street though. What the fuck? Oh, sorry. Fitz O'Callaghan, yeah. Alright, so crossing of Fitz O'Callaghan. So, oops. Here's one. Eastern cover sides. Corner of St. Elmo and Kingsport Avenue. Okay, so here. Western Advent. Corner of Purity Roads and Oak Streets. Here. Old Grove, Southern Warwick Street, between seasides and hillsides. Okay, so somewhere here, I guess. Central Shells to the E. Brown Street. Yep. To the east of the corner with St. Michael's roads. Okay, so here. Eastern Reed Heights. Okay. Lombard Street. Sorry, Eastern, fuck. Lombard Street, yeah, and Helog Street. Oh no, between. Okay, so here. This one. Western Reed Heights as well. Baker. Sorry, this is Western now. What the? Can't distinguish my Western and Eastern. Yeah, where's Baker? Baker Wards and Avon. Okay, there's Ward here, Avon, and Baker. Here. Alright, and next one, Western Advent, Murdoch Avenue, yeah, and Oak Streets. Terrible Fetus, that was in Western Reed Heights, Washington Street. Yep. Between Avon Street and Oak Street. Yeah, okay, so here. Green Bay Haven. The corner of Hubbard. Whisper Street is here. And where's Hubbard's? Oh, okay, here. And finally, cover sides, Western corner, Tanner Street and Old Church Road. Old Church Road is here, and Tanner is here. Alright, so I marked all the places with these visions. Hopefully, we'll come across them sometime. What's this lore? Oh, this is all the documents we found? Okay. Okay, let's continue I've already placed this on the map, haven't I? Yeah. Okay. So we're here currently, we just have to go a bit further up. To my dear nephew, my dear Victor, how is Oakmont treating you? Should you require any support, the Blackwoods will be happy to help you. I have arranged that. Regarding your question, I don't know where Robert went, sadly. Only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Take good care of the hotel, please. Plenty of our relatives were interested in the property, but you're still my favorite nephew. I know the Devil's Reef is in good hands. Kind regards, Aunt Portia. Anything back here we can raid? Yep. Nice. Alright, and this is where we came from. Oh, what the frick is this animal? Giant spider crab? Alright, let's go outside. Oh, there's another note here. To Walter. Walter, can I help you if I hear you peddling your cheap, affordable living again? I could live with you renting out beast-ridden flop houses, but you're cutting into my profit. Don't make this mistake. I know you're on the fish market and I have dangerous people living here and I can send after you. You've been warned. Vic. There's another note here. Note about the hobo signs. Darren, I think I'm finally starting to figure this out. Locals use signs to mark special places that you know already. Kinda like the secret signs hobos use all over the country. What I learned is that the traditions dates back to times well before the floods. I've been able to find out the meaning of some of them. You've seen the crooked H-shaped sign on doors around town. This means that the house is inhabited. The cross-hatch crit sign marks hidden caches of useful items. The V-shaped sign is for barricaded dangerous place. Good catch there, they say. Still haven't figured out the spiral-shaped sign though. You'll have to investigate for yourself. If you see a sign with a cross in 3 Ks, reach for the gun. Okay. Alright, so that's a bit of information on the hobo signs. So this crooked H is inhabited. Alright, looks like we're beginning to explore the city. What's this? Oh, a map? Oh, okay. Just information on the map. Alright. So we want to head towards here. Let's go make our way through here.